Tonight, you're going to close a door. You'll lie down in a room by yourself, in silence, and you'll expect to lose consciousness for 8 straight hours, alone, unguarded. You won't think about it. It's just what sleeping is. For over 300,000 years, not one of your ancestors slept the way you're about to sleep tonight. They didn't sleep alone. They didn't sleep in silence. And they never, not once, all closed their eyes at the same time. Because sleep is the most dangerous thing a human being does. And for almost all of our history, we solved that problem in a way that has quietly disappeared and taken something with it. Think about what you actually are for a second. A large, slow mammal. No claws, no fur. Your night vision is genuinely poor. Worse than a leopard's, worse than a hyena's, worse than almost anything that would want to eat you. And you have to spend roughly a third of your life unconscious. Every night, outdoors, there is no version of that which sounds survivable. And yet we did it. For hundreds of thousands of years in the open, in the dark, surrounded by things with better eyes than ours. Not occasionally. Every single night. So how did we not get eaten? Before we slept on the ground, we slept above it. Every one of our closest living relatives, chimpanzees, bonobos, gorillas, orangutans, builds a fresh sleeping nest every night in the trees. They bend branches into a platform, layer in leaves, sleep off the ground, and abandon it by morning. Then they build a new one the next night, and the night after that. This behavior is roughly 15 million years old, and the logic is brutally simple. The things that hunt you in the dark mostly cannot climb. Then, somewhere between 1 and 2 million years ago, we came down. Stop and consider how strange that is. Coming down out of the trees to sleep on open ground, with leopards, with hyenas, with no walls and no branches, is not an obvious improvement. It only makes any sense at all if you have something that makes the ground safer than the tree. We had exactly one thing. Fire is almost always described as a cooking technology. It isn't. Cooking was a side effect. Fire was, first and above all, a way to sleep. The oldest solid evidence of controlled fire comes from Wonderwork Cave in South Africa, roughly 1 million years ago. And what fire gave our ancestors, on the ground, in the dark, was 3 things at once. It pushed back the darkness so you could see what was coming. It radiated heat so your body didn't burn calories all night just staying warm. And it exploited the fact that almost every large predator on Earth carries a deep, hardwired terror of open flame. Light a fire, and the ground becomes survivable. And once the ground is survivable, your body changes. You can sleep lying flat, fully relaxed, instead of wedged into a fork in a branch with part of your brain permanently monitoring your balance. Flat, relaxed sleep is deeper sleep. Deeper sleep means more REM, the stage most tied to memory consolidation and learning. There's a serious argument in anthropology that better sleep, made possible by fire, contributed to the expansion of the human brain. A better night's sleep may have helped make us smart, but fire has a catch. It goes out. It has to be tended. Somebody has to be awake. And that requirement, somebody, always awake, turns out to be the entire story. In 2017, 2 researchers, David Sampson and Charles Nunn, published a study in Proceedings of the Royal Society B. They went to Tanzania, to the Hadza, one of the last hunter-gatherer groups on Earth still living something close to the original human pattern. And they did something nobody had done before. They didn't interview anyone. They strapped actigraphy monitors to 33 adults across a camp and recorded, minute by minute, who was asleep and who was awake. For 20 days. Continuously. Then they went through the data looking for a single thing. How much of the night was everybody asleep at once? Across more than 200 hours of observation, they found 18 minutes. 18 minutes out of 200 hours. That's about 0.1% of the night when the entire camp was unconscious at the same time. For over 99% of every night, somebody in that group was awake. And here's the part that should stop you. Nobody was on watch. There was no rota, no assigned guard. No one had volunteered. Nobody in that camp was doing this on purpose. It happened by itself. Because human sleep timing varies by age. Reliably. Predictably. In a direction you already know. Older adults get sleepy earlier in the evening and wake earlier in the morning. Younger adults stay up later and sleep in. Teenagers, in particular, have a circadian rhythm shifted so late that in most modern societies we call them lazy for it. Now take a group spanning multiple generations: grandparents, parents, teenagers, children, and lay all of those sleep windows on top of each other. The old fall asleep first and wake in the small hours. The young are still awake when the old go down and still asleep when the old rise. The night covers itself automatically. Sampson and Nunn called it the sentinel hypothesis, the idea that human sleep patterns didn't just tolerate group living, they evolved for it. That the variation in when people sleep is not noise in the system, it is the system. And now look at what we've done with it. We took the grandmother who wakes at 4 in the morning and told her she has a sleep disorder. We took the teenager who can't fall asleep before 1 and told him he's undisciplined, then made him start school at 7:30. We took a single mechanism, split it into pieces, put each piece in a separate room behind a separate door, and then diagnosed every individual piece as defective. So how did ancient humans sleep? In a group, on the ground, around a fire that somebody had to tend, warm on one side, close enough to another body to hear it breathing. Not all at once, never all at once, the old going down early, the young still murmuring in the dark, the whole night quietly covered by nobody in particular. You were never guarded because someone was assigned to guard you. You were guarded because you were surrounded by people who slept differently than you did. And then, in about 8 generations, we took it apart. We built walls, we built doors, we gave everyone their own room and called it privacy. We flooded the dark with light. We didn't fix sleep. We dismantled the thing that made sleep safe, and then we medicated everyone for the symptoms. So tonight, when you wake at 3 in the morning for no reason at all and lie in the dark with your heart going slightly too fast, understand what that is. Nothing has gone wrong with you. You're doing exactly what you were built to do. You're taking your turn. There's just nobody left in the room to take it from you.